안아주려면 당연해 마치 아파친 너 페이스 평가는 다 끝난 다음에 해긴 인생의 레이스 이 험한 현실에서 아직 붙잡아두고 싶은 꿈 높고 힘든 삶의 능선에서 때론 포기하고 싶은 꿈 너와 천천히 오래 걷고 싶어 until the end of time 지금 난 간절히 원해 한 조각
Downtown Toronto, the Air Canada Center. Raptors make a quick stop here at home before heading back out on the road.
This game decides whether they'll come out on the top or the bottom of the season series because they've split the prior two, and this being the final meeting, so a little more meaning on this one.
Yeah, and so many of these rubber match games like this, you know teams are going to bring it all their heart, all their focus and intensity, because if you don't, you come up short. So I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be a heck of a battle.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Aldridge out there with Duncan. Then it's Tony Parker. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Martin in a two-guard. Leonard with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Leonard with the ball.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Here's Martin. After the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas. Got a hand on it. Now the Raptors moving it up. Ross kicks to Biyombo. The feed now to Ross. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and two shots coming up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
Pass to Ross. Stolen by Martin. Here's Leonard. Biyombo with the block. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Here's Leonard. That's good, and so Duncan with the assist. Leonard's got his second bucket of the night. Ross again. Smart. There's the double team with Martin. Lowry. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Toronto. Patterson, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. And it's Powell in for Terrence Ross. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. A baseline J. And it's Toronto with the rebound. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And they played with such tenacity on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, it takes a lot of pressure off of them when they go on offense.
And I think you've got to give all the guys credit. I mean, plenty of credit to go around. You can't just highlight or pick out one or two guys that stood out, because everybody did defensively.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. And finished off by Martin.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
If you're talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Spurs trail by 4. Here's Leonard. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Powell kicks to Joseph. Makes it off the glass. Joseph's got his first 2 points of the night.
I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Now Joseph following the miss by Martin from deep. Carroll passes to Joseph. Right wing. Off target at the rim.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Aldridge dishes to Duncan.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
Some great action here early as we end the first quarter. Clark in a tie. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboard. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's DeRozan in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Martin kicks to Duncan. Martin, the pass to Duncan. Here's Parker. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Leonard, no luck.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
Five to shoot. And the pass to Aldridge. Kicks it to Parker. That is good.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league. And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound, a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
The drive by Lowry.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Toronto.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Yeah, another thing they've done well, guys, a lot of steals in the first half, really getting after it defensively.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
They drew a lot of fouls in their games, guys, and then that was the one area that really stood out when you watched them.
Just lack discipline defensively, Greg. I mean, that's why they got a lot of free points at the charity stripe.
The Spurs making a switch here. Free throw drops for Lowry. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Parker dishes to West. Back to Parker. Trying to find Green. He's got it now. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his third assist on the night. And DeRozan kicks to Patterson. Down low. Here's Valanciunas.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, Jay. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. For San Antonio, they've had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Toronto leading by 3. And the jam by Ross.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
DeRozan passes to Patterson. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Joseph, he's checked in for Ross.
Corey Joseph.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. While we can, let's have a peek at the league's top foul shooting teams over the course of the last month. In fourth, the Spurs.
Kevin, I'm absolutely amazed. I mean, their production at the line has been spectacular. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Well done by these guys of late.
West dishes to Parker. Puts up a 3. Good work defensively by Lowry. And Joseph kicks to Lowry. Pass to Valanciunas. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around in the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
And, guys, that's an alley-oop I guarantee you we'll be seeing on the highlight reels for the next few days.
And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession.
Kevin, we've got a moment here to take a look at what the Spurs have done as far as NBA stats go over the last month. 4th in free throw percentage, 5th in steals, and they're in the top 3rd in the league in blocks. They're a team that really doesn't give many good looks.
And talking about how consistent they've been at the foul line, so often it's an afterthought, but the good teams find a way to make teams pay for sending them to the free throw line. That's been a key all season.
Shot clock at 5. And Joseph kicks to Patterson. That's good.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. And it's denied. The drive by Green. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Joseph, the pass to Patterson. Lowry from outside. Still looking for his first make after that miss. He's 0 for 2. Leonard, no luck.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
It's Parker outside. They get the rebound. The shot from the low post is good. Knocked away. And so that brings the first half to a close. The Raptors out in front as they end the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
I want everyone here standing at the center.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Terrence Ross with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last 2 quarters, but I'd love to see him try.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Terrence Ross with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Martin is out there with Parker. Then there's Duncan. And it's Aldridge in the power forward position.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list. And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
No good from Ross. And now Parker pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam?
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down. 1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
It's DeRozan with the drive. Outside for Lowry. Stolen by Martin. Here's Leonard. The rim-rattling two-hand. Jam.
Well, they need those kinds of plays right now. I mean, smart defense generating some offense.
And really, Clark, that's the way you get yourself back into the game. Key stops and then try to get out in transition for some easy ones.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Powell in for Terrence Ross.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Leonard kicks to Duncan. In the corner, it's Martin. 6 to shoot. Aldridge. And it's Lowry with the rebound. To the left side wing. Carroll passes to Scola. Cans the 12-footer. And the Raptors lead by 14.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Carroll against Leonard. Low block shot. The shot by Carroll, no good. Spurs trail by 12. Parker dishes to Duncan. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Duncan. Duncan's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
To the middle. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Shooting one.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. Joseph comes in for Kyle Lowry. The Spurs also with the sub. Mills, he's checked in for Leonard.
One shot.
Free throw no good for Parker. Toronto leading by 8. To the paint. Here's Carroll. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. And that one misses. Oh, jam! I mean, just beautiful.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
That's tipped.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Patterson setting the pick for Carroll. And Joseph kicks to Scola. He hits it from 9. Scola's got 4 points this quarter. Spurs trail by 12. Outside for Martin. Aldridge again. It's Patterson. The drive by Green. It's tipped. And stolen by Scola. And stolen by Aldridge. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Mills has got the ball.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense. That's costly.
One second left. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Raptors leading by 10. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
The drive by Lowry. Offensive rebound. Ross for 3. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Toronto.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they've defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot, also gotten quite a few blocks as well. And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
And the Spurs with some changes. Morris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Anderson. And Parker subbed in for Andre Miller. Spurs trail by 17. It's Parker with the drive. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air. That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Toronto, Kawhi Leonard. At the line for 2.
And he makes the first. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Here's Lowry. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Ross on the wing. Ginobili with the steal. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Ginobili.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Here's DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. 15 points for DeMar DeRozan. Dion. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing. Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Second shot opportunity. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for your Raptors.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Spurs with some changes. Duncan, he's checked in for Diaw. And it's Martin in for Manu Ginobili. And Patterson drops them both. .143 left here in the fourth quarter. Leonard dishes to Martin. Back to Leonard. He's feeling it. DeMar DeRozan grabs the board.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Leonard attacking. Another miss by Leonard.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Raptors.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
And with the win here tonight, they break the 1-1 season series tie up to this point. So I think they have to be really pleased with the 2-1 winning record this year against the Spurs.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Valanciunas. You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
Ross on the wing. They set the pick. Lowry drawing the double team. It's stolen by Duncan. Here's Martin. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
You know, that's exactly how you draw it up, Greg, on the board. I mean, good defensive work, aggressive play in the open court. Those two things are hand in glove when they work together.
Duncan kicks to Martin. Back to Duncan. Soft touch off the glass.
The offense has clearly kicked into gear. The question, though, is it just a little too late?
Yeah, I think it may be, Greg. At least they're finally showing some signs of life offensively. Too bad, I think it's past the point where it'll do much good.
Ross, that's good. And the Raptors lead by 14.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
Here's DeRozan, and so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
That's it, folks. The NBA regular season is in the books. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now we'll send it up to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who is standing by for the postgame show.
Let's take them back.
Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes the pulpit, fix your coat, prepare for 40 below spit. 7 days of heaven's ways and hang-ups. Chris and Ryan again, and we wishing anybody who isn't wishing us well bankrupt. A L and whatever else ain't up. As far as me, I'm still caught up in all the... Still calling my expendables, cause it's hard to believe I can fit all of them boys in one... And the streets start trembling. It's way too many it seems. Too many witnesses. Up and down with their visions of what a street is. I call it the seesaw syndrome. Syndrome, maybe you make a mistake, you lose. And this is for the real hip-hop. So would never, ever, ever ask me, am I here to replace Guru?
Word? That's how you feel up on this track? Little try on that.
What you trying to rap now?
Yeah, yo, Royce.
What up, man?
We just lamping in the studio, you know, doing our thing.
Okay.
Bugging out, you know.
Right.
Little test run. So,
I need you to speak with your hands. On the count of 3. Everybody now, 1, 2, 3, go!